I feel like Seth gives super mixed signals.
I think it's only you.
No, I get the mixed signals. I'm kind of in the doghouse right now.
Are you?
You are?
Not with Logan.
Oh, okay.
With who?
Someone else.
Mm.
Logan. I don't trust myself to edit very well.
That could be anybody.
No,
You're definitely gonna have to go through this one, like actually go through it.
So, the little things. Deke, a burned out Kern County deputy sheriff, teams up with Baxter, a crack LASD detective, to nab a serial killer. Deke's nose for the little thing proves eerily accurate, but his willingness to circumvent the rules embroils Baxter in a soul-shattering dilemma. Meanwhile, Deke must wrestle with a dark secret from his past. What is so funny? I hate you guys so much. So much.
you did one thing and then it made me laugh a little bit, but then I saw Chris and you're laughing and then I couldn't stop.
I know, it's like once you try to hold it back.
Well, you better edit around it because I'm not reading it again.
No, it'll be just on your video during then. So.
It'll be fine. We'll be fine. You'll just hear us silently laughing in the back.
Because it wasn't bad. You just did one thing. And
What is one thing I did?
I don't remember what it was. It was just funny.
See, that's what I mean. This is what I mean. I can't read words without you guys laughing at me.
It was more just at the end of it, the laughs just kind of.
So I really liked this movie. I thought it was good. We're on the movie now. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I feel like Denzel did amazing as Deke, and Seth doesn't really like him, but I like Rami Malek. I thought he did a good job.
I liked all three of them. My favorite part of this movie was the acting. I thought they were all pretty good.
So, okay, hold on.
I liked
Hold on.
Jared
I have
Leto,
a question. Just completely unbiased. How would you rank, or how would you describe Jared Leto's performance? Over the top, normal, or mundane? Or like not mundane, like boring, but like subdued.
Over the top, but that's how he acts. That's like a trait of him. That's what he does. But I also think that's why a lot of his performances are so good. They're theatrical and weird, and I'm into it. I like it. I think he's a pretty good actor. An Oscar winner is a pretty good actor, Seth.
Nicolas Cage won an Oscar.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he is. Did you not see The Color Out of Space?
Did you not see The Wicker Man?
Come on.
Did you not see Ghost Rider 2? I'll just keep going.
I'm booting you out of the video. No,
but seriously, yeah, I liked three of them. I thought all three of them were really good. Jared Leto was good. I know you weren't a fan of him in this. Rami Malek was good, and Denzel Washington. It was my favorite part of the movie was their performances.
Denzel Washington's great in this.
They're all three great.
I feel like it's hard to, like, we watched this and then watched Malcolm and Marie, and so John David Washington is not his father.
Yeah.
But Denzel just does so many, like, he's so good at reacting to things. Like, he'll just do something, like, he'll just kick a bucket or, like, do some random things that weren't scripted, and he's just in his character, and I love it. But this movie was written in the 90s. Steven Spielberg was attached to direct it, and then Clint Eastwood was attached to direct it, and then Danny DeVito was attached to direct it. And the guy that wrote it ended up directing it this time. And it's very much a 90s movie. Like,
yeah,
and I'm cool with that. Like, that's one of the parts I liked about it. It definitely wants to be Seven. Like, I got some David Fincher vibes. It's not that movie. And it's bleak, and I like it. It knows when it takes place. It came out right after, and it mentions it in the movie. When it was written, it was like around the Night Stalker thing going on in LA where everyone is afraid, which I don't know why he's come back all of a sudden, because American Horror Story 1984 and then the Netflix docuseries about him. They're
The
putting
Night Stalkers, all the rage.
yeah, never thought I'd say that. But so I don't know. I don't think this is a good movie. I think it's completely fine. I think if
I like
it
that.
were Denzel, I wouldn't like this movie if it didn't have Denzel. And it's shot really well. It looks great.
Honestly, it surprises me. I liked Jared Leto, however you say his last name. I liked his
no idea.
performance, but Rami Malek, it surprises me that you didn't like him. I thought he was good. Like I thought he nailed the part. He was a good opposite yet the same to Denzel.
Yeah, and so at the beginning when he comes in, is when I didn't like him. He's very neurotic, which Rami Malek is very neurotic, which I can get behind sometimes. But I don't want to say what I'm about to say. I just don't enjoy watching him. I'll say it that way. I don't know. He has a weird cadence when he speaks. I don't like listening to him. Which one of my acting coach, it's his favorite actor, like favorite working actor. But he just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I don't think he's a bad actor at all. And I liked him later on in the movie, but I don't know what it was at the beginning. I'm just like, every time he spoke, I'm just like, oof.
See, I like his cadence. I could honestly just listen to him talk.
Yeah, he was doing something weird at the beginning. I don't know what. I think it was just, I don't know. I have to rewatch it because all I can think about is Jared Leto in this movie and how he's terrible.
So he does have a weird cadence, but that's, I think, just a trait of him. Even when he's talking, like during his acceptance speeches and stuff, he just has a weird cadence. He just kind of sounds like that. So that didn't really bother me at all. But what?
He's great in Mr. Robot.
I haven't seen that. But either way, I thought he was really good. I liked him a lot. I loved the dynamic between him and Denzel Washington's character, and how the plot played out with him basically taking on like that sort of mentor position and almost like this fatherly position, trying to figure out how to say it without spoilers. Try to protect him and make sure a lot of the same mistakes aren't committed, and a lot of the struggles that Denzel Washington's character had to go through don't happen to him. And the way he looked at his family and him, you could really see that he wanted to help him and protect him. And I loved their dynamic, especially from where they started. I loved them together a lot. I thought the actors had great chemistry together, and where the plot went with them, I thought was really good. Liked it a lot.
So do you think it was like a mentor relationship? I got it more as like a mirror image of Denzel. Cause even literally down to Denzel's character has 2 daughters. Rami Malek's character has 2 daughters. Like they're the same guy. Like he's just 10 years in the past.
It was that. That's how it started. But towards the end, when the protection aspect started to kick in, he assumed the role of the captain, who was that role for him. He was like, I'm taking this from you and I am taking care of it. And I think he even called him like my boy or something at the end there, which really gave like that fatherly aspect to it. So it was that they were absolutely supposed to be a mirror image up to that point. But as soon as that event happened, he definitely took that protective role and took charge and was like, you stay here. I'm going to fix this and it's going to be fine. And what happened to me is not going to happen to you. And he took that protector mentor type role.
I really appreciate that this movie, at least at the beginning, I think it doesn't do a lot of hand holding. Like, something is up, that something happened with Denzel's character in the past when he goes into the station, and they all look at him and they know who he is, but they don't really say anything. But there's like this like gross feeling in the air because of some history that's happened there. I like that.
I liked that too. What I liked particularly about that is, since it didn't hold your hand, we don't know what that was.
Right,
and during this time period, I was immediately thinking when this started, this is some racial tension. That's what's happening here. It's something to do with him being black and this being a police force and it being like a bunch of old white guys in here. So because it doesn't hold your hand, I was immediately like, this is racial tension happening. And that wasn't it at all. It was like totally far from that, and a completely different thing that does get revealed later.
I wanted to like this movie. I love movies like this. It really desperately wanted to be Seven or Zodiac or some other David Fincher movie. I think it does a lot of things well, and I think I can tell it was written in the 90s because there's literally nothing to do for the women except for get murdered. And I something I really hate about this film is the way I'm just sick of seeing like female nudity in autopsies. Like we don't need to see it. And
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I get some new storytelling devices, but I don't know. Like I said, I loved Denzel in this. I really think Rami Malek was fantastic at the end of the movie. I think, I mean, you know what happens. I think he really got to perform there. But I think Jared Leto is in a completely different movie than everyone else. So I don't know. He just comes in with his Jared Leto-esque swagger and just says the weirdest shit and like just delivers it in the weirdest way that it just kept taking me out of it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see why you would feel that way. I liked it because he did feel like weird and outside of like the normal reality that these guys were living. They were living in a completely different world, and I felt like that was an intentional choice to act that way and be like so separated from the reality that these guys are living in. I think that was very intentional, especially with where it goes and how we don't get. I mean, we do get a solid resolution on what's happening because we know, like we as the audience, we know. But it doesn't get confirmed. We don't know for sure. So I think that's done intentionally to make us feel that way. That like, yeah, this is what's happening. I think that's very much an intentional choice, and I think I would like it less if it were not that way. I think it would be a lot more vague and confusing, and it would feel a lot more like gross and wrong what these guys are doing, which it already does feel kind of gross and wrong. Which is another thing you can tell that this is not from this time, because I don't think this would be a good thing to be writing about right now with the current, like climate of police brutality and all that stuff. I don't think it's a good idea to be writing about like these police committing a bunch of crimes and totally getting away with it. So there's that part of it, but.
I want to make it clear that I don't hate Jared Leto as an actor. Because he was great in Requiem for a Dream. He was great in Dallas Buyers Club.
Liar.
No, I just hate him recently. He is not like I think it's Suicide Squad's fault. But
Fair.
I'm trying to think of what else he's been in recently. Besides, there's Suicide Squad and this. I feel like there's thing. Okay, here's what I don't understand though. Like, riddle me this. How has he gotten a Golden Globe and a SAG nomination? Like Golden Globe, sure, because they're weird, but SAG, come on, other actors.
I thought he was good. I liked it. I don't think he was the best in this movie, so that's fair. But I mean, I don't think it's that crazy.
But like, out of all the other movies from last year and the beginning of this year, I don't know. I'll get off my soapbox. You guys have anything else? Oh, I want to shout out what's her name? The coroner. Her name's Michael something. Michael Hyatt. I just like her and Denzel's chemistry. Like, there's obviously a little bit of history there, and it never tells us. But I just think they had a fun rapport with each other.
It does too. Tell us.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you find out in the end.
Yep.
But I agree that scene where he's.
Oh yes, I know that part. But I'm just saying, like, I meant
that was the history.
I'm talking about romantic history. They have some like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about when they're in the crime scene together for the first time. It seems to hint that there's some sort of romantic history between them.
I'm like, bullshit, they did not.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that was cool. And again, it doesn't hold your hand and say, hey, here's what happened. Like, it just implies it and then moves on.
Yeah. But okay, anything else, you guys?
I just want to reiterate how much I love the chemistry between the two leads, Malik and Washington. I thought they were fantastic, and probably my favorite part was their dynamic between them and how that develops over the movie. I thought that was particularly good, and what I enjoyed like by far the most about it.
I also liked the color, and I don't know. I think you see parts of LA in this that you don't see in other movies, which is nice. I said I like the color. That was nonsense. I like the way the movie looks, and I like how it is dark. I mean, it's dark because it's a dark movie. I get it, but I still enjoy the look of it. You gonna do scores?
Yep.
I gave it a 64.
I gave it a 70.
I gave it an 80.
So our number is a way too high score of 71.
I like it.
I really like this movie.
Me
really
too.
liked
I thought it was really good.
I called my
I
dad
liked
and told him to watch it. I think it's a very dad movie.
Oh, it is.
What is that
Yeah,
supposed to mean?
it's a dad movie.
Well, what are you saying about me if I gave it an 80?
I feel like you're setting me up to call you daddy.
That's what it sounds like. This is weird.
It's weird to me.
It's got real weird. Not what I was going for.